What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking travel photography. So if you like to travel and if you like to take pictures, well, this one is for you. I got 7 tips that will help you with your travel photography. They'll help you take better photos, tell better stories, and maybe carry a little less gear, which your back will thank you later. Now let's get right into it. Tip number 1. All right, let's talk gear for a second. When you're traveling, especially when you're exploring all day, carrying too much gear can become a pain really fast. And honestly, having a ton of lenses just gets confusing. You're always thinking, am I gonna use the 85? Am I gonna use the 35? And by the moment you decide, poof, the moment is gone. For my last trip to Costa Rica, I kept things really simple. I had the Canon R6 Mark II and I had my Tamron 24-70 f2.8 that I use primarily like 90% of the time. This lens does it all. Like, it's wide enough for landscapes, it's close enough for portraits, and it's fast enough at 2.8 for low light situations. In the past, I will overpack, bring in too much lenses, and this gets a lot confusing. And also now that I have a baby, I just want to be in the moment more often. So one lens that does 90% of the job is really nice. Now, if you're going to somewhere like Alaska or you're going to a safari trip in Africa, something like that, I totally understand you need to bring the big boy lens like the 100-400 that I brought to Costa Rica, because I knew I was gonna meet some wildlife, so I needed that telephoto lens. So yeah, my advice is keep it light, bring only the necessary, not every lens you own. You'll move easier, shoot more, and have a lot more fun doing it. Golden hour, that soft and magical light that feels so cinematic and that everybody tells you to shoot at. Well, guess what? I barely saw it in my last trip. Traveling with a baby usually means going to bed early. That means I had to shoot in bright daylight for most of my trip, which some people might call it bad lighting. But here's the thing, shooting at harsh light doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Yeah, it's not ideal, but it pushes you to be more creative. You start looking for shadows, different angles, or maybe reflections. And you know what? Sometimes these shots are even nicer than the obvious ones. So don't just wait for a golden hour. If you're out at noon and the sun is trying to melt your face, well, don't give up, my friend. Work with what you got. In travel photography, the moment matters more than the perfect lighting. One of my biggest shifts in photography was when I stopped trying to capture pretty places and more thinking about the story behind them. A beautiful view is nice, but what makes a photo sick is the people reacting to it, the emotion. For example, in Costa Rica, I took a photo of a waterfall. It was great just like that, but when I stepped back and took a picture of my baby and my girlfriend reacting to the scene, suddenly the photo meant something. It wasn't just, hey guys, look, there's a beautiful place that I saw. It became something like, here's a memory I'll never forget. So when you're out shooting, don't wait for the perfect landscape. Just look around you, because the real magic happens when no one is really watching. Some of my favorite shots didn't come from the main location. They happened on the way there. Walking through the jungle, waiting for our food, heading back to the car after spending the time at the beach. When you're traveling, these little transitions are full of real moments. And the best part is that you don't have to ask anyone to pause. You just shoot what's already happening. It's easier for you as a photographer, and it gives your images a real moment feeling. So next time, try to photograph more than just the main location. Try to photograph also the movement, like in between these places. This also goes with my next tip. So when I'm traveling, some of my shots are not planned at all, and I only got them because my camera was really close and ready to go. I don't always keep the camera out itself. Sometimes it's on my camera clip on my bag. Sometimes I will wear the camera strap, or sometimes it's just lying somewhere on the table. But the key is I always bring my camera wherever I go, because sometimes I would miss some shot because I left my camera at the hotel, and this is always the moment when you miss the most beautiful moments, you know? So yeah, next time you leave the hotel or next time you leave your Airbnb or whatever, just bring your camera. Don't leave it at your place, because it's usually when you leave it at the hotel that you miss the amazing moments. This tip is honestly something I need to remind myself more often. So when we travel, it's easy to focus on the big landmarks, the famous spots, the beautiful landscape, the waterfall, but sometimes we forget to capture the small everyday day, every life details of the local people that brings the place to life. I'm talking about street signs, street food, local people talking together, someone having an emotion, reacting to something, local buses, graffiti on a wall, things like that. Those details might be small, but they hold the real value and you will remember them later on. So next time you're out shooting, don't just follow the crowd. Follow the scent of street food, you know, music playing, I don't know, something else that is local, something beautiful, something happening, something that you don't have at home, you know? Capture it. One of the best things you can do before going on a trip is make some research about the place. Sometimes what I will do is I will go on Google and I will type the name of the country or the name of the place I want to visit. And then I go on Instagram and I just give myself an idea of what the place looks like. I don't want to copy exactly what the photographer is doing at the place, but it just gives me an idea like, okay, once I'll be at the place, here's how the sun is coming through. Maybe it gives me an idea of what lens I should bring or what focal length I should be using. So yeah, that kind of scouting gives you a head start. It also shows you if a place is like overhyped or overcrowded and if you really want to go there. So at the end of the day, travel photography is not only about sharp images or sharp lenses, it's more about capturing how it felt to be there. So get out there, capture those moments that feels good to you. And don't stress about making it perfect, just make it yours. Alright guys, I hope these tips gives you something useful for your next trip. Thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!